Okay, let's get right into this. There's this one golden rule in real estate and politics.
Prices have to go up.
Prices always go up. It's the asset class that votes, right?
Yeah.
Everyone wants their net worth to climb. But then, late last month, we're talking January 2026, we saw that rule get, well, completely shattered.
Right, by the UK Housing Minister, Matthew Pennycook, of all people.
Yeah, he went on record saying London house prices probably need to fall. I mean, since when does a minister say that out loud?
It's a huge break from the usual script. Normally they talk about, slowing growth or improving affordability.
Sure, vague terms.
Exactly. But to explicitly call for a drop in asset values, that signals a really fundamental shift in strategy.
And that's what we're digging into today. You've got this government wanting lower prices, but on the other hand, a construction industry that seems to have just stopped building.
And we need to figure out if this is some kind of master plan or just a massive contradiction.
So let's start with the government's thinking. What was the logic in that Financial Times interview?
Well, he's basically attacking a very specific business model. It's called land banking.
Right, where developers buy up a piece of land and then just
set on it.
they wait for the market to do all the work.
That's the one. In a market that's always going up, the land itself makes you money. You don't actually have to build a thing. Pennycook wants to break that cycle.
Right.
He wants developers competing on volume, so building and selling units quickly rather than just speculating on the value of the land itself.
So the theory is you force them to build at scale, you flood the market with new homes, and that supply naturally pushes prices down. Scarcity isn't the main driver anymore.
In theory, yes. A leveling out, he called it. But here's the massive snag in that plan.
Go on.
You can't have a volume strategy if, well, nobody's building anything. And the latest data from the Center for Policy Studies, the CPS, is just brutal.
How brutal are we talking?
In the last financial year, 2024-25, construction starts in London. They didn't just dip. They collapsed. We're looking at just 4,170 new starts.
Wait, 4,000? In a city of 9 million people, that sounds like a typo.
I wish it were. It's the lowest rate of any region in the UK. The CPS report describes it as the straws on a camel's back.
Meaning it's not just one big problem, it's a lot of smaller things piling up.
Exactly. It's a convergence of different regulatory hurdles that has just frozen the entire system.
Okay, so let's get into those straws. What are the actual blockers here? Because if the government wants volume, you'd think they'd be clearing the path, not blocking it.
Well, the biggest one right now seems to be the new building safety regulator.
Which is obviously vital post-Grenfell.
Absolutely. Safety is non-negotiable. But the implementation has created a severe bottleneck. The regulator is currently rejecting 92% of applications.
92%. Is that because the plans are physically unsafe, or is this just administrative gridlock?
It seems to be mostly gridlock. It's taking an average of 36 weeks, that's nearly 9 months, just to process an application.
Wow. So if you're a developer trying to deliver this volume the minister wants, you're in a 9-month waiting room with a 9 out of 10 chance of being told no at the end.
It's not a workable model. And even if you get that approval, your costs have gone through the roof.
This is the 2-staircase rule I've been reading about.
This is a huge one, yeah. For any building over 18 meters, you now need a second staircase for fire safety. Again, completely necessary for safety.
But expensive.
Very expensive. Because that second staircase eats directly into your sellable floor space. You have less apartment area to sell, but the cost to build the overall structure is higher.
So less revenue coming in, higher costs going out. That doesn't exactly scream build more, build faster.
It really doesn't. And this brings us to what I think is the most surprising finding from the CPS report. The industry is basically running on what they call ghost approvals.
Ghost approvals. What's that?
They found that 53% of recent starts and a staggering 80% of completions are being built on planning permissions that were granted under Boris Johnson.
So pre-2016 in some cases. That's going back a decade. Why aren't developers using newer permits from the current administration?
The report suggests it comes down to project viability. The current London plan has really high requirements for affordable housing.
Which is a good goal.
A great goal. But when you combine those mandates with the cost of the second staircase and the delays from the safety regulator, the projects just don't make financial sense anymore.
So developers are just using up the old profitable permits from years ago, and once those are gone,
the pipeline just runs dry. And that's the core tension we're looking at. You have a government minister demanding lower prices through high volume.
right?
But you have a regulatory reality that drives costs up creates massive delays, and rejects most new plans.
It feels like an impossible equation.
Hmm.
If your costs go up but you're being told prices need to come down, nobody is going to build anything.
That's the real risk here. We might not get this managed decline in prices that the government is hoping for.
You might just get a chaotic crash in supply.
Exactly. A situation where nothing gets built at all because the margins simply are not there.
And I think that's the big question to leave you all with. Can a government actually force asset prices down without just bankrupting the very industry it needs to solve the housing crisis?
We'll be watching the stats very closely.
Absolutely. Thanks for tuning into the deep dive.
See you next time.